Hello everyone, it's Martina and it is almost March, so it is time again for my March TBR. Now in March I will be participating in 2 readathons hopefully. I'm thinking in participating in the Witchathon, which takes place in the second week of March, and I will also be participating in the Irish readathon, which is a month-long readathon. In this particular video I will focus on my Irish readathon and also other books that I really want to get to in March, and I will make a separate Witchathon video later. So there are 5 books I really want to get to in March, and the first one is actually the one I've already started. I've just started reading, and that is The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin, which is sort of a sci-fi classic. And I've been struggling, I'm not gonna lie, I've been struggling with sci-fi. However, this particular book is such a surprise and I can't stop reading it, so I don't think it's gonna be difficult to get to. And I'm really excited about it. It's a bit difficult to explain. It is about our main character who comes into this alien land and sort of tries to be a diplomat in a way, and is trying to sort of adjust this different cultural shift of this different planet, and how, especially, which is the most fascinating, how these aliens see gender, and how that differs from how we see gender, and that is really, really interesting. The second book that I would really like to get to is Jane Unlimited by Kristen Shaw, which is my favourite standalone book of last year. I fell in love with it. It is amazing and I can't wait to reread it. It is about a girl called Jane who, when her aunt dies, she gets an invitation a couple of months later to come to her friend's huge mansion, and before her aunt died she made her promise that if she ever gets this invitation she was going to accept it. So she does reluctantly, because she's not really in the mood to visit anyone at this point, but she reluctantly goes and spends time with her friend in this huge mansion of her family home, and that mansion presents her with, I think it's 5 alternative realities. It's 5. And it is just a beautiful, beautiful exploration of that time in your life when you don't really know how to progress, where to go, what to make out of your life. It is queer, it is, oh, and every single reality that is presented to her is written in a different genre. I love everything about this book, and I've read some reviews and some people don't like it, which I can understand. It is a very weird book, so be ready. It doesn't really follow typical writing structure, but it is beautiful, and if that is something that you are looking for, this is probably my favourite version of quirky writing, and just not knowing how things are going to turn out at all. So I definitely recommend it, and I can't wait to get back into this world. The third book that I would like to get to is The Gracekeepers by Kirsty Logan. I don't know much about this book. I know that it takes place in a circus at a time when everything else has been flooded, and it's sort of a floating circus. Once again, I know that it is queer. I've met Kirsty Logan. She was wonderful. So I really want to get to the book and actually see about how I like it, and sort of how it reflects her worldview and what she wanted to say with this book. So I'm quite interested, but I do think I need a push because it's been on my bookshelf for quite a while and I haven't gotten to it. So hopefully this time it'll happen. The fourth book that I would like to get to is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Now, I need a bit of a push for this one because it is huge. And I know that it is sort of a fairy tale. That's it. That's all I know about it. But, well, I'm not usually a fan of fairy tale retellings, but something about this keeps grabbing me, like keeps me interested, because I don't really know which fairy tale it's recreating, which I think would be interesting. So I think one of the things that I really like about this is that I don't know much about it. So I can't tell you much about it. I'll let you know what I think of it, but I've heard very, very good reviews. So I'm interested whether this can sort of persuade me to get back into fairy tale retellings. And the fifth book that I would really like to get to is Sabriel by Garth Nix. Once again, don't know anything, and that is by design, because it's been recommended to me by a friend and I haven't been told anything else, only that I must get into it. And I think the main character is a lady, and which fits very well with the prompt that we've had at my local book group in a local bookshop, which is to read fantasy with strong female characters and ladies and stuff. So I think that's going to fit that, and it's going to give me something to talk about. You can see I'm sort of going for a colour structure here. I just like colour, I just like when things match. Now I would like to talk about the Irish readathon. For that there are a couple of prompts, but it is it's a month-long readathon, so it shouldn't be too difficult to match. The first prompt is to read a book that has been published, an Irish book that has been published within the last 10 years. And for that I have chosen Spare and Found Paths by Sarah Maria Griffin. Once again, I've met Sarah Maria Griffin, and I bought the book at the signing, so I really want to see what it's about. We talked about it. It sounded really fascinating, but I really can't predict what it's going to be like just yet. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be in the mood for it at the moment because it looks a little bit darker, and I'm not sure if that's something that I'm in the mood for right now, but things can happen, so I'm excited. The next prompt is to read an Irish classic or a recent classic. Now for this I think I'm going to reread The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde, because Oscar Wilde is fantastic and it's my favourite play by him. So that'll be just fun, and it shouldn't take too long, so once again that should be okay. And the next prompt is to read a book by female Irish author, and once again for that I'm going with Spare and Found Paths by Sarah Maria Griffin. The next prompt is to read a book based or focused on an event in Irish history. Now I don't have a book that focuses on an event in Irish history on my bookshelf, and I'm currently sort of on a book buying ban. So I found something that sort of fits, but it's stretching it, so I might just take it as sort of an individual additional book rather than trying to make it fit the prompt. But that is the Pocket Irish Legends, which I've read a little bit of but would like to continue with because it is really, really fun to read about, and I love legends and I love Irish stories, and just, oh, you know, I love everything that has anything to do with this, just yes, so I'm definitely going to enjoy this and I'm excited to continue. And lastly there is to read, the prompt is to read a book with Queen on the cover, and for that I'm going to read Artemis Fowl and the Arctic Incident by Owen Colfer, once again an Irish author, and it'll help me continue the Artemis Fowl series, which I'm looking forward to because I read the first book many years ago, so I should probably continue with the series. But I did really enjoy it, so yeah, I'm quite excited. So, yep, my March reading is all booked, pretty much. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you will be reading in March, and let me know what you think of the books that I chose. I hope that I'll like them. I hope that it'll be a really fun month. Thanks. Bye!